Right now at noon, Madison hospitals say they may start limiting non-emergency procedures as hospitalizations from COVID-19 continue to rise. And the Illinois man charged with killing 2 people in Kenosha is in court. We'll have the latest on his extradition hearing.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Friday afternoon. Madison hospitals say they may have to start limiting non-emergency procedures as the COVID-19 pandemic gets worse and more people are hospitalized. UW Health, SSM Health, and Unity Point Health Meritor say they are assessing their schedules for non-emergency and non-urgent procedures and surgeries, and some procedures will need to be postponed or rescheduled. Procedures like C-sections and bone fracture repair and other emergency surgeries will still continue at all 3 hospitals. The hospitals say this will allow more staff, hospital beds, and other resources remain available for the growing number of COVID-19 patients they're seeing. As of yesterday, state data showed hospitals in the south central region of Wisconsin, which includes Dane County, at 81% capacity. Health experts, business leaders, and hospitals are teaming up to join a new effort to fight COVID-19. More than 20 organizations are banding together to help stop the spread of COVID-19. They are encouraging residents of Wisconsin to wear masks, wash hands regularly, social distance, and get tested if you're having COVID-19 symptoms.
Mobilizing the membership of each of our organizations to stay committed to implementing safe practices in our workplaces and industries and encouraging the same outside the workplace. And launching a wide range of advertising to educate the public about COVID and what they can do to keep themselves, their families, and their communities healthy.
Right now, the state has recorded more than 142,000 positive COVID-19 cases. DHS information shows that 1,427 people have died from the virus. Over 113,000 people have recovered from the virus, while almost 19% of the cases, or over 26,000, remain active. The number of coronavirus cases is rising faster than we've seen in weeks. More than 56,000 Americans reported cases yesterday in the United States, the largest daily increase since mid-August. More than 3,000 of them are in Wisconsin. Yesterday, Wisconsin set a new record for the largest amount of COVID-19 cases confirmed in a single day. 19-year-old Alexandria Rokowski of Kenosha contracted the virus in April. She spent more than 2 weeks in the hospital, barely able to breathe.
I'm sure you see folks out in the community, out in the world, who are maybe disregarding some of the guidelines. What do you think when you see that?
I always say it feels like a slap in the face. It's a lack of empathy. It's heartbreaking.
Health officials say every single county in the state is seeing high levels of cases. Well, a windy, partly sunny end of the work week. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first warn weekend forecast. Hi, Chris.
Good afternoon, Mark. We are seeing sunshine. We're also seeing temperatures that are quite a bit warmer than where we saw them 24 hours ago. Madison, 9 degrees warmer. You're upwards of 10, maybe even 15 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday in some spots. That's with the strong southwest wind. Temperatures have made it into the low 70s now. 73 in Janesville, Boscobel at 77. And you've got a couple spots that will have a shot at making it into the low 80s as we move into this afternoon. Doppler track continues to remain all clear for us. That's good news. As we look ahead, I'm expecting those highs to be right there to the mid 70s, maybe the upper 70s for some folks. We'll call it 75 for Madison. Then your weekend forecast is one that is absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. Soak that up. Colder air and rain chances arrive next week.
I suppose it's not a record high, this 80 degrees.
Not a record high at all. It's happened before.
But it's plenty warm.
Yes, it is.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. A 17-year-old accused of killing 2 protesters days after Jacob Blake was shot by police in Kenosha remains in custody in his home state of Illinois as his attorneys fight efforts to send him to Wisconsin to stand trial on homicide charges. Kyle Rittenhouse appeared on a video stream during a brief court hearing in Lake County, Illinois. Judge Paul Novak scheduled an October 30th hearing on the extradition dispute. The prosecutors told Novak that they were prepared to move faster. Rittenhouse's attorneys say there is no reason to rush. Rittenhouse, who is white, is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the killing of 2 white protesters and attempted intentional homicide in the wounding of a third. Attorneys for 10-year-old Dakota Collins' family say that they filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Montgomery County because his death was avoidable. The lawsuit is being filed on behalf of the estate of Dakota Collins in the form of his maternal grandmother, who is from Wisconsin. They say that the 10-year-old's death was a catastrophic failure of workers at Children's Services, claiming that despite being informed and alerted many times by school teachers and others that Dakota was suffering horrific abuse, they didn't act. They say they did not act or remove Dakota from his father, Al McLean, who lives in Ohio. McLean and his girlfriend, Annandale Hines, and her sister are all arrested after Collins' death.
We filed suit because Montgomery County Children's Services has blood on its hands. Had one person did their job, Dakota would still be alive today.
Montgomery County will be represented by a Cleveland law firm. There are no hearing dates scheduled just yet. President Trump says he's ready to hit the campaign trail again, despite being hospitalized for the coronavirus just last week. Deborah Alfarone has more details from the White House.
President Trump is on a spree of radio and television interviews claiming he's cured and possibly now immune from the coronavirus.
Just saw the doctors today. They think I'm in great shape. I'm in great shape.
Did you test negative?
The president is planning to resume in-person campaigning as soon as tomorrow, less than a week after leaving the hospital. The president's physician signed off on the decision, but didn't say if the president has tested negative or if he's still contagious.
Well, what we're doing is probably the test will be tomorrow, the actual test, because there's no reason to test all the time.
The president says he wants to hold an event in Florida Saturday. Donald Trump Jr. campaigned in that state last night, hosting a packed indoor event with few people wearing masks. The president's urgency to hit the campaign trail comes with less than a month before Election Day and time running out to make up ground with voters. The CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Democratic nominee Joe Biden would have more than the 270 electoral votes needed to win if the election were held today, with only 6 states considered a toss-up. Biden hit one of those states Thursday, campaigning in Arizona with running mate Kamala Harris. Biden slammed President Trump for calling Senator Harris a beast.
It's obvious he has great difficulty dealing with strong women. Great difficulty.
Biden campaigns in Las Vegas this afternoon. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
And the president says in addition to Florida, he wants to hold a rally in Pennsylvania this weekend. People in the Gulf Coast are bracing for Hurricane Delta right now, a Category 3 storm. Delta is expected to make landfall later today, bringing powerful winds, heavy rain, and life-threatening storm surge from Louisiana and East Texas to Mississippi. Southwest Louisiana is still reeling from the devastation inflicted by Hurricane Laura in late August. Blue tarps handed out by FEMA to protect thousands of damaged homes dot the landscape in Lake Charles.
I know our kids would be fine because, I'm a mama hen. I protect them really well. But it's just, the unknown.
Lake Charles is currently under a mandatory evacuation order. The storm is expected to make landfall tonight. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
In the mood for something warm and comforting? We're cooking up a pot roast today that might be one of the easiest recipes ever. So join us for lots of oohs and ahs.
Question: are you happy with your Medicare plan? Want to get more for your money? Take a look at Quartz Medicare Advantage plans. In partnership with UW Health, Quartz Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month, including coverage for medical, hospital, and prescriptions. With $5 primary care visits, $0 preventive care, specialist copays as low as $25, and new this year, $0 telehealth visits, allowing you to see a doctor from the comfort of home. It's no wonder that 98% of our members choose to stay with Quartz. That's loyalty we strive to earn every day. Learn more by requesting your free planning guide from Quartz today, featuring cost and coverage details, plus other information to help you choose the right plan for you. Quartz Medicare Advantage plans also offer more value, with plans including preventive and comprehensive dental benefits with up to $550 reimbursement, vision benefits with up to $300 reimbursement for glasses or contacts, coverage for hearing exams, and hearing aid copays as low as $700 per aid. and up to $160 reimbursement for over-the-counter health-related items. Quartz Medicare Advantage also includes fitness benefits and our new Snowbird travel benefits, giving you the same as in-network coverage as you travel across America. All from a plan that works closely with and gives you easy access to UW Health, an integrated health system serving more than 600,000 people each year. Together, we help you live well. Switch to Quartz Medicare Advantage. Call 888-718-7756 or visit quartzmedicareplans.com/enroll to request your free planning guide from Quartz today. That's 888-718-7756.
Donald Trump is lying about Medicare and Social Security. Trump's pushing to slash Medicare benefits. He's proposed eliminating the funding source for Social Security, a plan that would drain Social Security by 2023. Joe Biden will protect Medicare, and he's proposed a plan to increase Social Security benefits. The choice is clear. Donald Trump will cut Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden will protect them.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
As the weather starts to cool down, we're on the lookout for recipes that are warm and comforting. And I can't think of anything better than a slow-cooked one-pot roast that is brimming with flavor. If that sounds inviting, check this out. We start off by searing a boneless beef pot roast in a heavy soup pot. Searing it locks in the juices as it cooks, which ensures that every bite will be as moist as can be. Once it's brown, we season it with a combo of off-the-shelf spices and top it with a bunch of onions and a large can of chopped tomatoes. Now we cover it, reduce the heat to low, and let it simmer for a couple hours until it's fork tender. This is the perfect dish to make on the weekend and serve all week long. When it's done, all that's left to do is cut it across the grain and call your family to the table. You can bet they'll be running to get their share. And as you dish this up, don't forget to spoon all that flavor-packed sauce over it. Whether you serve it with traditional mashed potatoes or a low-carb mashed cauliflower, you can't miss. The recipe for our easy stovetop roast is waiting for you on our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a warm and inviting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. It's bone chilling.
Folks, there's no need to be afraid of old windows. Just call Feldco for 50% off.
Right now at Feldco, get 50% off windows. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
A woman who was young had COVID-19. I remember her because she had a bracelet that had the names of her children. She asked me, "Doctor, am I going to be okay?" And I could not give her the answer that I wanted to give her. There's no excuse for why we don't have this under control at this point. Joe Biden listens to medical experts. He actually has a plan that does the things that we should have been doing many months ago. And Joe Biden is not going to let his ego get in the way of fighting the disease.
FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
We took a bad economy that was falling and turned it around. Trump took a good economy and drove it back into the ditch through his failure to get COVID under control, his failure to deliver real relief to working people. Does he not understand and see the tens of millions of people who've had to file for unemployment this year so far? The people who lost wages while the cost of groceries have gone up dramatically? Donald Trump has been almost singularly focused on the stock market, the Dow and NASDAQ. Not you, not your families. My plan will help create at least 5 million new, good-paying jobs, including create them right here in the United States of America. Let's use this opportunity to take bold investments in American industry and innovation so the future is made in America. I'll be laser focused on working families. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Whether you live in town or not, small business owners along Madison's most iconic street need your help, and they'll reward you for it. We'll tell you about the new way you can make a difference on State Street and what's in it for you Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
Candidates and campaign ads zero in on Wisconsin, the regions they're targeting, and why.
The cities are going one direction, and the outlying areas are going the other way.
News 3 Now breaks down the data that could help capture the battleground Badger State, Monday at 10.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Wall Street aims to log another week of gains, and one of the biggest headaches in air travel takes place on the ground. Naomi Ruckham has more in today's Money Watch report.
Stocks moved higher in opening trade, placing all three indices on track for end-of-week gains. Investors continue to weigh potential coronavirus treatment updates with uncertainty surrounding a second economic stimulus package. There's positive news on the antiviral drug remdesivir. Final data from Gilead shows the drug cut COVID-19 recovery time by 5 days compared with patients who got the placebo. That's 1 day faster than researchers originally thought. President Trump has been treated with remdesivir during his bout with the coronavirus. Seasonal hiring is back in action in spite of a global pandemic. Dick's Sporting Goods plans to hire as many as 9,000 workers, up more than 1,000 from last year. The retailer plans to add staff at stores and distribution centers as it expects a surge in online shopping through the holidays. Hiring starts next week. And it may be the worst part of air travel, getting bumped from your flight because an airline overbooked. A new report from The Vacationer ranked airlines based on how likely they are to bump you. The worst? Frontier and American Airlines are more than 3 times more likely to bump a passenger than all other main airlines. The major airline least likely to kick you off your flight because it was oversold is Delta. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Naomi Ruckham.
Naomi, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 204 points. The NASDAQ up 143, and the S&P 500 up 31. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee on this Friday. Beautiful day today.
Beautiful day today. My markets are going bananas. We got a World Ag Supply Demand report that's kept the old farm babe on her toes today because it's a newsmaker, and I'm not sure how long it's going to play out. So one that we better be watching. I want to jump right to that because our markets are up double digits, in particular soybeans. A lot of anxiety before the report was issued on whether or not the federal government was going to cut back on the number of acres that we're going to be harvesting. Boy, they sure did. Shaved about 700,000 acres off of the expected soybeans for the fall of 2020, and that's a lot considering the international demand that we've got going on. In fact, right now, the other story that's playing in on this is there's word that dry weather in Brazil is pushing them farther and farther out as far as their planting is concerned. That means that more and more business could be coming to the United States for our U.S. soybeans. The other thing that's going on with the World Ag Supply Demand report is milk is included in their projections, and the 2020 milk forecast pushes the production up just a little bit based on more cows. Exports are expected to be lower. Butter prices are expected to go down, but cheese and non-fat milk prices are going up. That's generally good news for our Wisconsin dairy climate. The all milk price in the World Ag Supply Demand report right around $18. Here's a little bit more for you. Wisconsin's cranberry growers are looking at a barrel buster, up about 18% compared to last year. Wisconsin leads the nation when it comes to cranberry production. We're looking at about a 13% increase in just our state production. If we hit these numbers, it would be the biggest crop we've seen since 2016. The only state that's a little soft on cranberry production, Oregon, down year over year by about 5%. So like I said, crazy as far as the numbers today. Farm Babe should have paid more attention in those classes. Barrel cheese is up a nickel today at $2.05.5. 40-pound block cheese unchanged. Double A butter up a penny and 3/4 at $1.41 1/4. I should have paid attention.
Luckily, it's Friday.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exhale. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Here's Chris now with the forecasts, and as update on Delta.
Yeah, Hurricane Delta is still churning over the Gulf of Mexico right now. And already a lot of those outer rain bands are working their way ashore throughout parts of Louisiana, along with southeastern Texas, some heavier rain. But here's the center of circulation. That eye wall still offshore, and it's getting closer. Delta is still a major hurricane at a Category 3 in terms of its intensity right now. So you still have the hurricane warnings really all throughout southwestern Louisiana, and we've said it, these are the same areas that were impacted just weeks ago by Hurricane Laura, and now Delta is set to bring just incredible amounts of rain, wind, and more storm surge to areas that were already battered. So this is going to be a big headline maker as we move through the weekend. Meanwhile, our weather stays quiet. Our weather stays incredibly warm. That's what we've been seeing out there, at least today. A warm front is moving across the upper Midwest. That's why we see this strong breeze coming out of the south and west. Thankfully, though, there's no rain associated with the warm front. Typically, there is. This is just not the case. Our air is incredibly dry. We have a couple of clouds out there right now. Winds are out of the south and southwest at 10. Our temperature is at 71. The added cloud cover has kept us just a couple degrees cooler as we've gone into this afternoon. But some areas, temperatures are really just taking off. 77 in Boscobel right now. Same for Prairie du Chien. The Dells are still at 69. Janesville, you guys are at 73. Let's put this into motion. And this is where I expect those temperatures to top out right around 3, 4 o'clock. We'll see those highs to the mid and upper 70s as we go through today. Some areas will make it into the low 80s for those highs, but the further south and west you are, the better chance you have for that to happen. 58 overnight tonight. Our winds begin to shift back out of the north. That'll keep us a little cooler as we move into tomorrow and into Sunday. So your weekend has abundant sunshine, low humidity. Temperatures will be into the low 70s for those highs both Saturday and on Sunday. But one thing that we'll notice on Sunday is those clouds begin to increase from the south and west. This is that next rain chance that begins to move our direction. Sunday, look towards the north and west. You'll see that line of showers and thunderstorms developing across Minnesota. That zips on through here as we move into your Monday morning. Watch what begins to happen with this model, though. I don't necessarily buy this, but I do buy the shot of cold that'll likely come in by the time we get you towards next weekend. It tries to bring a little clipper system of some light snow out of the northwest by the time we get you towards next weekend. Next weekend is so far away in weather world, but this is a trend that we have been watching. Not only do we see a cold front early next week, it's possible that we'll get a bigger cold front by the time we get you into the middle of next week. And we're talking temperatures going well below average by the time we get you towards next Saturday and Sunday. For now, I've gone conservative on that low temperature and high temperature for next weekend. I'm talking high temperatures in the 50s through now with lows into the mid-30s, but it could be even cooler than that. A lot of the model data has suggested will be cooler than that. So for now, it's 70s. Next week, it's the 60s. As we get towards next weekend, we'll see what happens.
I don't like that computer outlook there for next weekend.
No, well, am I? I don't know. I was going to say I wasn't a big fan when I saw it at first, but it is that time of the year.
Yeah.
So my snow juices are getting flowing.
Last year, it snowed on Halloween.
Yeah, it did. So we'll see what happens, but let that just be a reminder of where we are. Don't get complacent with these warm temperatures. Enjoy them, but the pattern change is coming.
Looks like a great weekend, though.
Yes, it is.
All right, Chris, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, a reunion between a soldier and her best friend. How they met. That's next at noon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I've been a police officer for nearly 32 years. Joe Biden does not have the backs of police officers.
Joe Biden's silence is encouraging the rioters. If Joe Biden's elected, it's just going to continue.
Joe Biden empowers these people. The more you empower them, the more crime they go to commit.
In Joe Biden's America, we'll all be in danger. If you support the police and you want to be safe in your home and you want your children safe, support Donald Trump.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Update your home with new flooring from Menards. Check out the great selection of over 200 different styles of Shaw and Great Lakes flooring. Add warmth to your living room with soft and luxurious carpet. Durable laminate flooring can be installed over most floors. Waterproof vinyl planks easily click together. Or add timeless beauty with hardwood flooring. Save with 11% off all Great Lakes and Shaw flooring now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no one-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want a Medicare plan that meets our needs. That's why we'll help you find yours, even if it's not ours. Register for an online seminar or a one-on-one appointment with a friendly rep today.
We all know that we must fix our criminal justice system. Here is Joe Biden's plan to reform it. Ending mandatory minimum sentences, ending private prisons, and end cash bail. A real plan for real change.
I believe my criminal justice reform package is as strong or stronger than anyone else, that anyone has proposed.
We will create a system that's fair and just.
And we can get there together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It was love at first sight, a soldier serving overseas and a dog that made her smile even when there wasn't much to smile about. And as Jenna DeAngelis reports, even thousands of miles couldn't keep them apart thanks to a nonprofit called Paws of War.
Come here. Hi. This is the first time Sergeant Erin Guthrie with the Oregon Army National Guard officially met the dog she'd kept an eye on for months while deployed in Kosovo.
I was nervous because it was a stray dog approaching me, but I could just tell by the way that he was coming towards me, his mannerisms. He wanted a friend, and he didn't have a pack. He didn't have anyone he was with. I was honored that he would come up to me, and I just felt an instant connection with him.
Overseas on a peacekeeping mission for 8 months, but seeing the dog brought the 28-year-old peace being away from home.
Having him nearby really brought some brightness to a pretty hard situation.
When she left a few weeks ago, all she kept thinking about was the dog she named Mika.
I actually started looking for a dog when I was in quarantine on my way home, and I looked for a few days and I was like, I just want that dog.
Coming across Long Island-based Paws of War, which through its War-Torn Pups program raised over $6,000 to get Mika safely to the U.S. and reunited with its owner.
There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of paperwork, this quarantine process that goes into this, but we feel it's all worth it. And with all the bad going on in this world, this is something that we can give back to do a little good.
The dog wagging its tail, finding the comfort of a friend from thousands of miles away in her arms, which is home.
I was nervous that he wouldn't recognize me, but the fact that he pulls into me just the same way, and he recognizes me, he knows me, and that's an amazing feeling.
It is amazing, as is the weather forecast, Chris.
Yes, it is. A beautiful weekend is in store. Temperatures will be into the low 70s both Saturday and Sunday. That comes with sunshine. We'll see a little bit more cloud cover throughout the day on Sunday. Rain chances Monday. Then we are cooler as we go throughout next week, even cooler than that approaching next weekend, Mark.
All right, so enjoy it while you can. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.